I have my bowl. I have my starter. I fed my starter around 6 o'clock this morning. So it needs a little bit more time, but not much. So I need 500 grams of white unbleached all-purpose flour. I'm gonna weigh it in my scale here. 500 grams. This makes one pretty decent sized loaf that'll last you for a few days. I make 2 small loaves. We'll get to that. But I found that they last between 2 people, 2 adults eating it pretty regularly. My wife has been making she'll make a little sandwich for herself for lunch, or I'll make a piece of toast for myself for breakfast. And it'll last a full 5 days. It's 375 grams of water, 500 grams of flour. This is our auto lease. We're mixing our flour and water together to create some dough. And here we go. This is the second hardest part, just simply because you're gonna get this stuff all over your hands. It's gonna be gooey. It's not gonna feel like, uh-oh, is this enough? Is this right? You just gotta keep moving. Keep going with it. Keep moving it around. Make sure all of the flour gets incorporated. Make sure all the flour gets covered with water. I do this in 2 bowls. You don't have to do it in 2 bowls. I just do it for convenience. I grease this bowl though. Neutral oil. This is just neutral oil in a spray bottle because it's easy. Neutral oil in a bowl. You could just keep it in this bowl. Wet towel. Clean, wet towel over the top. Or put this on your counter. Make sure your counter is clean. Flip it and cover it that way. What we're doing now is letting this rest. We're gonna let this rest for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then we'll be back. So let this rest. I'm gonna cover it. I just like to cover it because I just like to do a different bowl so I can clean this bowl real quick. You don't have to clean it. I find it's easier to work with when this bowl is clean. Put this, and this bowl has a cover. So I'm gonna put this in the oven with the light on because I wanna keep it warm. Like I said, I don't want it to get too cold. So oven with the light on, we'll be back in about 45 minutes to an hour. All right, on to what I feel is the hardest part. It's not hard, it's just, it takes a lot longer and it's just a lot of elbow grease. You can do this in the machine. If you have a mixer, you use your dough hook. I would use a dough hook and then check it. Check it every 2 to 3 minutes, stop it, put it on 4, let it do its thing, then turn it off, check it, put it back on 2 to 3 minutes and check it, and it'll be less on your arms and your shoulders. So if you can't do it and you want to use a machine, I don't see a problem with using a machine at all. I just like doing it by hand because I think it's fun. And I can get more of a feel for how the dough is and where I am in the process. So it's up to you. 15 grams salt. Oh man, I dried this out. There it goes. Okay. I was like, oh, did it just stick? That's weird. Okay. 15 grams of salt. All right. I think we've gotten most of the salt. I don't feel any more. See how it just picks up and goes back down as a cohesive unit and not like stuck to everywhere? You don't want that. Let's get our scale power on. So get it to 0, get it to grams, 0 it out. It should smell sweet. That's good. My starter, I'm gonna put in 115 or so grams. It should be nice and airy and empty, so when you push it, it starts to fall. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that's it right there. Gonna put in just a little bit here. There we go. So 115 grams of starter. If you can put in more and it'll go faster. You can put in less and it'll go slower. It's just that simple. It's all a process. This is stuff like my starter. I've cultivated this starter for over 3 years now. You can use instant yeast. I've made bread with instant yeast. It's fantastic. It works well. It's fun. It's quick. You can literally just sit there and watch it grow. That's how fast it grows sometimes, especially if it's warm. It's not going to taste the same as a sourdough. Like, this is a cultivated taste. It's a very deep flavor. My wife says it's good. That's how good it is. Pretty cohesive. We got a nice, everything doesn't stick to the wall. You're still going to get a little bit of stick here and there. We're going to get rid of that with the next rest and then the next fold mostly. It's okay. So we got this. We got our greased bowl. Let me put if you need to put a little more neutral oil, don't be afraid. It's okay. Gotta make sure. There we go. Okay. Got it in here. Gonna let it rest gonna let the dough and me rest for about an hour, and then we'll get on to our next steps. Okay. Smells good. Get your hand wet. That's a time lapse, isn't it? Yep. It's a little bit sticky, but it's fine. I keep stretching it until it won't let me give it a good stretch anymore. So I feel bubbles in it already, which is good. Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. First stretch done. We're going to do 2 more. We're going to wait 45 minutes to an hour to do the next one. I'm going to keep it in the oven with the light on and keep it warm. It's just a little bit warm. I'd like it a little bit warmer, so we're just going to let it sit in the warmth for a little while longer, and we'll be back. My wife actually liked this last loaf that I made the previous week, which is very, very rare. She never likes anything I do. So when she actually likes something that I do, it's almost like a shock, really. And so what I'm going to try to do this time is make it the same way. Hopefully it'll come out good. You never know. So same recipe, same procedure. This is the second fold. It feels really nice. I've gotten warm enough. It feels sort of warm. It feels like around the mid 80s, which is where I want to keep it. So I don't want to push it too far and start it, moving too far ahead. But otherwise, it's nice and stretchy. It feels good. I think that's all it needs as far as a fold. One more fold and let it sit for another hour, and then we're going to get back and do the last fold. Third and final fold. We're getting close. Everything looks really nice. I'm going to wet both of my hands, and I'm going to do the 2-hand lift here. So take both hands and lift it up, maybe lift it all the way out, and fold it on itself. And then keep doing that until it doesn't really fold anymore. Keep your hands wet. Stretch it out and fold it. It's looking really nice. It has a bunch of air bubbles in it. I can feel them, and I can see a few. So I think we're in really good shape. It's still nice and warm. And I think we're going to give this about 45 minutes to another 45 minutes to an hour or so, depending. And going to let it sit. Going to let it rest again. And then we'll get on to our next step, which is shaping and folding. And we'll get them into our bannetons. So first we wait. The fun part, eating it is the fun part, but this is out of making a bread, this is the fun part. Oh, it feels nice. It's nice and bubbly. It all comes out as one piece, which is a very good sign. So eyeball it. I want to cut it in half. It will reattach to itself. So there we go. Make sure that we're doing okay. 500 is 509, so that means the other one's probably around the same. It's sticking just a hair, so we're going to put some flour on our hands. It's sticking just a hair, but that's perfectly okay. What we want is tension. It's warm. It's nice and warm. That's what we want. So we're building tension in our loaf. It should not be that sticky, but that's fine. This is really close to being proofed. So whatever you do, don't drop your flour all over the place. That's probably not a smart thing to do. Okay. Ooh, very, very, very sticky. This is really close to being ooh, that one's not good. Okay. Okay, that one was very sticky. We're gonna put that to the side. That's a little too much. So, this is starting to go where we need it to go. So it's not a big deal, but I would. Let's do this. Put this over to the side. You wash my hands, get this crap off my hands. Start fresh with clean hands, because it's just going to make it worse. Okay. Dry your hands really good, because we're going to get them covered in flour in a moment. But first, let's try it again. Let's try to touch it. Okay. Ooh, this is really a little bit more gooey than I like. So, that's together. Make sure it's tight. And that's it. Ooh, that took a lot longer. This is a little bit gooey. It shouldn't leave that type of a mess. See how that, like I said, it's always something. I try to keep it, try to keep a pretty good, my finger on what's going on, you know, the pulse, so to speak. But I don't think it got away from me, but I think it's starting to proof already. It's already starting to become what it needs to be. So if you look at that, it won't, I'm only going to leave it to proof for about 30 to 40 minutes at the most. Probably, I'm going to check it at a half hour. Let's do that. I use a cover, like this is the shower cap. I bought these shower caps online, and I use a neutral spray. So that way, if it sits on it, it won't stick to it. Take a picture of it. That's the best way for me. I always take a picture of it so that way I can look at the before and the after, right? It's okay. Give it, make sure it's up. Make sure the side isn't touching like it is there. Because this is, like you saw it stick in my fingers, this is going to stick to everything. So spraying it with some oil is an essential part of this process. So make sure it's over the center like that, and make sure where the oil is. Now, like I said, it's 3:41. I'm going to check it in a half hour, and that's probably it. Because after that, I'm not going to film this part, but I'm going to put it in the fridge, and then it's going to be, once this is cut, we're going to be the next morning, right? So we're going to cut. We're going to proof them for about 30 minutes or so to make sure they're relaxed and fill in the little gap that's here. And we're going to come back in the morning, and they're going to be in the fridge overnight. So they're going to be in the fridge from about 4:30 p.m. until around 8:30, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Because they're so warm, they'll continue to kind of rise, or not rise, but proof out or whatever. So the fridge slows down that process, and the fridge takes at least an hour for them to cool down. So you're really proofing them for a while. So I don't know if this makes any sense, but that's how I've done it, and so far it's been okay. So see you in the morning. They don't seem too promising, but we'll see. I always add a little too much warmth, maybe. Maybe I should just keep them cold. I try to keep them in the 80s, but maybe they should just be, you know, room temperature. But we're going to find out in about 20 minutes whether or not these suckers are going to rise. So I have my pot heated, 500 degrees in my oven. Let's go ahead and put this in and see what happens. Maybe we got to start over. Set a timer for 21 minutes. So 21 minutes at 500 degrees, even though they're smaller, I found that time, because when it was a full loaf, I would do 23 minutes, and I lowered it to 18, but it still wasn't done enough, I felt. So I think doing it at 21 minutes should be enough. Maybe a little bit of change, but we're gonna find out. I'm not too hopeful about it. I'm really thinking I'm gonna have to start over and try again. We'll see. All right, it's time. Lady, come on, lady, move. Come on, move. No. That's acceptable. That's acceptable. Forget to put my drying cooling rack back here. That's fine. I think it's acceptable. I don't know if it rose enough. I don't know if that's going to be enough. But let's keep on rolling here. This one out of the two seems a tiny bit more promising, but I don't know. Up. It stays a little bit more up, so that's good. Let's put 3 slits on this, and let's go ahead and get this one in. I think the color is pretty good. It's just starting to brown enough. I don't need it to be too brown. Set a timer for 22 minutes. I'm gonna do 22 minutes. I think that might be okay. So, it smells delicious. It did rise a bit. It didn't like flatten out or anything. So it's 9 o'clock. We'll crack this sucker open in probably about 5 or 6 hours. I let it, because of how small it is, it can probably cool for about 2 hours before you cut it, but I don't need it for about 5 hours. So, there's fermentation on it, there's a lot of bubbles on it. I don't know. I think maybe it was just, I try to keep it warm, but then there's that thin line between too much warmth, and maybe that's what I'm doing here. So maybe the next time I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna leave it on the counter as is and let the room temperature do what it needs to do to it. And if it's cooler, it's cooler. And but in the meantime, the other one's cooking, baking, and we'll see how that runs.